That's my little shelter. This thing acts as a little bit of a wind block. It has a metallic inner side that kind of reflects heat back in. Fire is going to be just over there a little bit. That'll give me enough room for the radiative heat from the fire to come in, kind of bounce off of this and hit me here. Now it is going to get down to about 31 degrees, something like that tonight, so it's going to get a little chilly. I do have my roll. If I get too cold, I can just take my sleeping mat, bring my roll over the top of me, as well as my sleeping bag, you know, as it were. So went ahead and brought my bag over here, since I have this ground tarp, thanks to the excess from my tarp here, and that makes life a little bit easier. I have access to all my stuff right up there without any kind of issue. I do have a poncho as well as my hammock, so I can use those in my shemagh as a pillow. And yeah, it's just a nice little shelter. You guys probably recognize this area from my first video that I put up. I just decided to go with a little bit of a different shelter today. This is kind of what I decided to go with. I like it for all intents and purposes, and we'll see how well it does tonight, how well it holds up against the fire, how well it holds up against the wind. Yeah, all I did was run my ridge line, simple bow line on one side with a toggle, and on the other side I just did a trucker's hitch. Yeah, it kind of turned out pretty good. Of course, I got my 2 tension lines. So we got Brad with us today. Let him use the Magellan as well as my big red sleeping bag, which I don't really care for because it's not very tactical now, is it? As you can see, this ridge line gives me a pretty good clearance, so I can sit straight up in here. I can move around pretty well. This thing right here, it bounces a lot of heat back into you. It's really nice. It was super cheap. It is kind of cheaply made, but you know what? I'm not complaining. Got my sleeping bag, got my jacket, and shemagh. Got my poncho. Probably going to be using that for a pillow tonight. But yeah, we got to go get ourselves a good bit of firewood real quick. See about cooking ourselves some dinner. This fire is going to be going a little bit further that way instead of just right here, because it's way too close for comfort for me. Rule of thumb is you want 1 full step, and right in between his and my tent is about 1 full step. So dead center of that right there, make a little bit of a long fire coming this way, and he and I should be pretty warm tonight.
That big enough pieces? Or
yeah.
too big?
That's some bark off that tree. All I need is those fibers right there. That'll take really well, even if it is slightly damp. Little bundle. It's also worth mentioning this stuff can make really good cordage too. We'll explore that in a later video. Got this little bitty neck knife. I don't even know who's this thing by. Defender. A cute little thing there. All right, simple enough. Made a little bundle here. Take the back of our blade and just 1 strike, and that is lit. Now from there, we just start. It's going to burn down to the bottom stuff also, but we can go ahead and start burning, putting some stuff on top of it as well. Especially these broken down pieces like this, they have a lot more surface area because I broke it up. Those things will catch a flame pretty well. I'm going to start laying my wood this way. This is pretty much dead center of both of our little hooches here, because I want to have a little bit of a long fire. You can see most of my sticks and wood is a little bit longer. That's because I want to kind of build the fire outward. And that fire's going. I mean, it'll last for some time. You don't always get it the first try. Sometimes it takes multiple times, but you know, the key thing is just don't become frustrated, and most importantly, don't give up. As long as you do that, then you'll be good to go. Start laying a couple of these longer guys across. This is gonna burn like crazy because of all that bark on it. I don't know if I want all that bark on it. That stuff, man, telling you, that's like gasoline. You saw how fast that started going. It's ridiculously fast. I'm just gonna get a bed of coal right now, and I'm gonna keep the fire fairly low so we can preserve as much of this wood as we can for tonight. I still have to go out and get some more wood later. For right now, we gotta get some food in his belly, so that's what we're more focused on than anything. But when you get this stuff, always put a little bit to the side so that if you need to get a fire going again later, you'll have it in reserve. For my dinner tonight, I got some Angus choice ribeye here and a potato, a bell pepper, of course my olive oil, some mushrooms, onion, bulb of garlic. For my veggies, I'm gonna steam them in an aluminum pouch. I got this Kinder's Black Cherry Chipotle, not sponsored. Wish they would though, I love their stuff. Really, really love their stuff. Of course, I got some coffee for in the morning. Aluminum foil, just had it in my pot here. And my special sauce, this right here. It's mixed peppercorn medley with a black truffle and black garlic Parmesan seasoning, and I really just cannot wait to try this out. I'm looking very forward to this. That's a pita bread. Do all my magic on this guy. So this aluminum foil that I'm using is that like super thick aluminum foil meant for your grill. Open her up. I tear it straight in half. Get my potato. My olive oil. Just gonna roll it around in that oil a little bit. I'll take just a little bit of this stuff here. I'll sprinkle it over. Just kind of get that flavor incorporated with my potato some. That black truffle salt's gonna be really good. And that's ready to go on the fire. I got the portobello. Put a little bit of the olive oil on there. Some of that Kinder's. Be nice and generous with that. And just like that. That's ready to go on the fire. Time to go get some water. There we go. Plenty of water. Time to rip into this guy.
shaking that to do it.
All right, guys, the steak is ready to go. Added the rest of that truffle seasoning into my potato. Those veggies looking good. The potato's super nice and soft, perfectly cooked. That looks good. That is a meal. If you ask me, it's fit for a king. Oh, yes, please. I will say, this is a lot better than my last camp food. Oh yeah. That's 100 times better. Let's see about the steak. Perfectly medium rare. That'll definitely do. So this water's been boiling for about 3 minutes now. And that's how long you want it to be boiling for it to be sterile, free of pathogens. And that's what we have. Now, the handle's gonna be hot. Bring out the old handy dandy pot holder, and I can hold it just like so. Now you gotta be careful that your handle's not on fire whenever you gotta do that. So from my last camp, I still have Earl Grey. The great thing about Earl Grey is a really popular style of tea out of it. You need is a little cream. I don't have any milk out here. I do have some French vanilla creamer, so just gonna pop that to here. Just gonna go ahead and use my pot holder. There we go. That looks beautiful. Now we get our French vanilla creamer, pour that in on top of it, and voila, you have a London fog. Do have some more sugar today. It is not the wrapped fancy like I usually do. I'm gonna add just a little bit of that in there. I'm not gonna put a whole lot today though. I'm just gonna let that steep and then I'll have some good tea. The great thing about these bags that came along with my vegetables, it makes for a really awesome little trash bag. That way we don't leave a footprint behind. And if any of you know me even slightly, you'll know that I don't like to leave a footprint. If I'm gonna come to a place, I wanna try and leave it looking just as good as it was before I left. Oh, cool. Check that out. These are called fiddleheads. Completely edible. There's a whole bunch of them down here. It was great. Awesome source of vitamin C, fiber. All it is just a juvenile fern. There's a bunch of them growing in here. Old woodpecker going at it over there. He's just going to town.
He's playing some music.
Nature's best. Oh, that's fantastic. It is currently 8:38 and 49 degrees outside. The temperature's gonna just keep on going down. It feels pretty good though, if you ask me. Brad seems to think the same. He's already in his hooch for the night. I'm fixing to get ready to make myself a little bit of chamomile. I'll probably hit the fart sack myself. Just waiting on the water to boil right now. And I'll probably see about putting on a little bit of cold weather gear just for the fact that it's supposed to get so cold tonight. But yeah, we'll see how everything goes. Hey, by the way, if you've been enjoying watching our camps and if you've been watching my shorts and you like them and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, become a Grand Lifer. I'd appreciate it. Make sure to hit the bell icon to be notified every time that we upload a new video. Relax with us by the fire and see what I got going on. I will say this, I'm not an expert at this. This is just something that I like to do for fun. I was recently diagnosed with cancer and I wanted to be able to kind of get out and plan on still fighting. Just for the sake of my family, if nothing else. And one of the things that I'm doing to kind of help aid my journey through this is getting out and being a little bit more active. I have what's called carcinoid syndrome. If you want to learn more about that, I'll put a link up here for you to be able to check out some of the information that we've gotten. And you can follow my journey with my cancer on my other channel, The Grand Life Adventure. You know, this is just something for me to be able to do to kind of get closer to nature and get closer to my boys, get closer to my friends, Jinx, my wife, and just enjoy the time that I have left here on Earth. Because I mean, honestly, I always kind of scoffed at, you know, when people said, you know, a lot of times we take things that we have for granted and that life's too short. But really, I mean, if you really think about it, you know, it really is. No, I'm not really too heavily concerned. I'm at peace with my situation, and if something were to happen tomorrow, I think I would be okay with it. I just want to make sure that I have everything set up for my family before I go. I'm right with God, and that's the number one thing for me, is knowing that I've reserved my seat in heaven. I would encourage you guys to explore that too. You know, we don't know how much longer we have out here and on this earth, and I would much rather be wrong about my faith and still practice it than for my faith to be real and not practice it. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense the other way around. It's officially 9:30. Got done with my tea. Got a really nice fire going over there. Good long fire. Word to the wise. If you have a lean-to like this, the best thing that you can do is make yourself a fire that's about as long as you are. It can kind of reflect into your lean-to. That'll help keep you warm. I am actually sweating right now a little bit because that fire is so warm. And it is currently 47 degrees out. It's supposed to get down to 37 degrees. So, as long as we can keep this fire going nice and hot tonight, we should be good to go. Right now, I'm nice and cozy. If I get too cold, I got some cold weather gear in the bag. Got an extra jacket over here. Plenty of extra pairs of wool socks, because that's stupid important. Got my boots sitting out right next to the fire right now to kind of dry out from where I walked the creek a little bit ago. And all is well. Anyway, I head to bed now, and I'll see y'all in the morning. Good night. Well, that was a long, cold night. It is currently 7:44 in the morning. It's about 38, 39 degrees. A little chilly for sure. We don't have a fire right now. It ended up going out last night. It stayed decently warm last night. Snuggled up in that sleeping bag and had my roll tucked into my sleeping bag with me. Of course, I had to put the jacket on. Got up a couple times just to kind of stoke the fire, and then also to kind of relieve myself. But like, yeah, this morning it's a little brisk. We're fixing to pack up and head on out of here. But first, coffee. And of course, you got dirt in there, man. How can you not do that without getting water or getting dirt in the water?
Go to a different spot that don't have any dirt down there.
Get this water on the boil while we're breaking everything down, so we can have some coffee. Well, we just got done. We put our fire out. We got all of our stuff torn down, and now it's time for us to get out of these woods here. This is where we're going. That's where we've been. But yeah, it was a good night. We had fun. Hope that you guys have enjoyed this one. I am caught in a vine. There we go. Whew. Hope that you guys enjoyed this one. It's always a lot of fun making these. It's been a lot of fun doing the shorts too. Make sure that you guys interact with it, with the shorts. If you have questions, or if you think that I'm explaining something wrong in one of my videos, let me know, tell me. You know, if you have some experience that might outweigh mine, by all means, tell me what's on your mind. Anyway, we have just made it out of these woods, and now through the kudzu. Like I said before, if you enjoyed this video, let us know by hitting that like button. If you haven't done so already and you'd like to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button too, and you can become a Grand Lifer. If you hit that little bell icon and click all, you'll be notified every single time that we upload a new video, or in the future, go live. I hope that you will join us for future episodes. And yeah, not much left to say. We'll see you guys on the next one.